hole.
I should do like a guess that intro for you in the first thing of our thing where I play music, jam out to it, and you've got to guess what it is based off my
Ooh.
interpretive dancing.
All
maybe
right.
not that, maybe
Okay.
not that part, but you know.
Nah. Okay. So we are now live. So
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
Ready?
All right. Welcome everybody to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast made for people who smile in the face of character death.
Okay, rude. Damn, you don't gotta call me out like that.
Am I calling you out? Because I'm calling myself out.
I mean, you're calling both of us out, which I mean is kind of
Mm,
the point of the intro. But good,
mm.
good call out. Good call out.
Yeah, but yeah, because let's start. Anyway, how have you been? Let's do the general how are yous and all that.
I'm good. I am tired. Just as a disclaimer for this entire show, I did not get a lot of sleep Friday night, and then woke up like 5 a.m. to drive. Where did I go? Hang on, I just told you. I
You
just
just
told
told me
you.
I remember. Can you remember? And I didn't even go there. Begins with a B.
Buffalo.
There we
Yes,
go.
I drove to Buffalo, which is like 4.5 hours a general that way direction from me, to hang out with a friend. Hung out, and then drove another 4.5 directions back home. All in a storm, by the way. So like I'm
Nice.
tired. I'm sleepy.
Hmm.
Sleepy Atlas, but I'm here and I'm excited for the show today because
Sweet.
good stuff.
As for me, I'm recovering. I've been ill most of the week.
No.
Yeah, I've been dying.
No.
But been dying, but I've still kind of managed to rack up 20 odd hours of overtime. So go figure.
Oh no. Is it tummy or is it sinus?
No, sinus. And there
Oh,
was
that's even
one day where
worse.
it's like, I really shouldn't be at work, but I am. Especially considering where I work. Like, yeah, I really shouldn't be in this environment.
Yeah, I just remembered what you do for work, and I'm like, oh wait.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I avoided as many people as possible and masked
Oh.
up, and I
Oh, good
cancelled
for you for
one.
masking up. I appreciate that.
I cancelled one 4 hour overtime shift where it's just like,
Jeez.
I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it. I can't do it now.
Yeah,
So
no.
yeah. But I am recovering. I'm still full of crap, as it were.
Yeah.
And full of more crap than I'm normally full of.
I'm sorry.
But I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm
Good.
okay. I'm
Good.
still alive and still
Are
here.
you like a pretty resilient? Like, oh, I get sick and then it's done, or does
Yeah,
it
yeah. For
linger?
the most part, if something drops me, it has to be fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Although
feel that.
that resilience has kind of decreased since COVID.
My
Um,
lungs are trash before COVID, and then I got
mm,
COVID, and now it's like I don't like if someone sneezes or coughs, like please be gone, Satan. Not
mm.
because I think like, oh gosh, I don't want to get no, like my lungs are trash. I'm so weak against sinus problems. I'm actually really happy I did not get bronchitis this year. I get it every
Ooh,
year. I didn't get it this year.
congratulations.
Knock on wood. But yeah, yay.
But yeah, and
So
how's your
sorry.
gaming week been? What have we been
Mm.
doing in the world of rolling dice and
Um,
talking shit?
doing good, doing good. We talked last week about how a new player had joined the game. Um, and it was like a stand-in. The second game that they joined us in was really good. Let me tell you what. Fuck the Fae. Okay. Like our last game we played was
You heard
very
it here first, folks.
Fuck the Fae.
Atlas hates the Fae. She just hates everything about them.
I
That's
love them.
fairies.
That's
Those fairies can fuck off. We'll just
fuck the
burn them
fairies,
all.
Sam. Fuck the fairies.
You heard it here. I mean, that's it.
I
Atlas's
mean,
official stance on Fae and the fairies are fuck 'em.
I love that. Here's the thing, like I love the realm of Fae. I love fairy tales. Fuck the Fae, man. Like we dealt with like glimmers and illusions and hags and like enchanted stuff and like people eating food that wasn't really food. And I
Hmm.
tried. I tried so hard. I asked. I was like, so is
Did you
this
get so far?
and in the end it didn't even matter.
Sorry.
That's why we're okay to be friends and co-hosts because we get
I
those
felt like
references
I
together.
needed to do that. I'm really satisfied that went well.
Good. But yeah, no, I specifically was like very overtly over the top, just like not today, but I was descriptive with my words. I was like, is this safe human food that is nutritious for our bodies and won't like have any bad side effects? And the hag was like, yeah, of course. I mean, everything you eat has side effects. I'm like, come to find out, it wasn't food. It
Hmm.
was human food. If you get where I'm going with that.
Yes, like
Yeah.
food made from
Yeah. And
humans.
I'm like,
It
dang
was
it.
Soylent Green.
It was Soylent Green. Which
Ah.
it's actually a real food. Did you know that? Do you guys have it over there?
I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm just kind of gone, wait a minute.
Either brilliant marketing or absolutely ignorant marketing. Like either nobody in that entire company has ever watched that or heard of that movie, or they have and they're just running with it. Either
But
way,
what?
it's
I mean,
fantastic.
I think this is something we need to actually investigate.
The soy, it's like a soy protein drink or some sort, right? Like
So I
soy.
think the product is just Soylent.
I think so, but it's a green bottle.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the product is just Soylent. But even so,
Yeah, Soylent, and then there's mint chocolate. They've got a green one.
yeah.
Still, come
Which
on,
I
y'all.
appreciate that. I do like a bit of good marketing, and
Good stuff. But yeah,
yeah, it's good
we
stuff. Good stuff.
we fucked with the Fae last weekend. I don't know what we're doing tonight. And then my game comes back next week. I needed
Nice.
some time, like I said, to kind of recuperate from that
Mm.
player leaving. I have a good way I'm gonna do that. I was traveling last night, so I did not want to kickstart a new, I guess, like era of my game on this. So
Mm.
I was like, give me one more week, guys.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, what about you?
Oh well, so I didn't play Wednesday.
Oh
It
no.
was a fabulous Ultima night, but I was ill and didn't want
Oh,
to
that checks out. Yeah, never mind. That checks.
infect anybody else with my woes.
The world thanks
But
you.
we did play Pathfinder on Monday. Winter's amazing like homebrew game.
Oh,
And my monk character, the one that I'm really, really hoping gets to a high level so I can see how a monk
yeah.
plays out. Yeah, died.
No.
Yeah,
What'd you do?
it was almost a TPK. It was out. There's 3 in the party, 2 deaths.
On purpose?
No, no, no,
No.
no, no. I
Okay.
can. Winter tried everything. Like
Oh
she
no.
tried fucking everything to get us to survive.
Oh no.
Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. My tactics. I think I made a couple of choices which I may regret,
Hmm.
but at the same time, the worst culprit for the entire fucking thing was the dice. I've never
Oh.
seen such a string of one-sided dice rolls.
Oh.
Winter's rolling crit after crit after crit and just hitting us left, right, and center. Uh,
Oh
we,
no.
on the other hand, are just failing every single fucking roll. It was like, I can't believe this is happening. And
Oh.
Winter tried giving us as many options as we can.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't paying out. She even brought in an NPC to try help us, but the damage was done. We were fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
the
it was
dice can be
it
a bitch.
it was I've never seen such a one-sided fight. And the thing
Mm.
is, because it's
Uh-huh.
Pathfinder that I'm aware of and I know and you know, that combat we should have walked. We should have fucking trounced that combat
Yep.
because it was a tribe of goblins.
Oh.
It was a tribe of goblins, and Chris's character, the barbarian, it
Hmm.
should have been 1 hit, 1 kill.
I mean, yeah. What level are you
Goblins do
guys?
not have high hit points. He should have been 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Same with me. I mean, with my archer, they
Uh-huh.
don't have a massively high AC either. So if
How'd
I'm
you
doing if I,
die?
just absolutely fucking
Yeah, but how'd you die? Like, did you take a arrow to the knee? Did you get smashed into your face? How did your character die?
no.
Make me cry, John. Make me cry.
It was an arrow. It was an arrow. So we
Oh,
were corralled in a small sort of
yeah.
cavern. And I had the idea that I was going to kind of tumble past them so that we could attack them on both fronts,
Yeah.
which I did. I got to a place and took a shot and yet again fucking missed. And Winter was like, "Are you sure you didn't take cover?" It's like I couldn't do it. It was like I could have said yes.
She was giving you the like, yeah.
Are you sure you didn't take cover behind anything? I'm nah.
I would have been
mean,
like, does my ego count?
no, I mean the purist in me, it was like, no,
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah.
had I have thought of that, I would have said it, and I didn't, and I just so I went, nah, just you do your worst. I had a high AC, so it wasn't, it wasn't guaranteed, but then all of a sudden it then came a hit and another crit, and it was I got dropped, went to unconscious, and then got attacked 2 more times whilst unconscious, dead.
That's rough.
And then the last character, the last player was Misfit, and both Chris and I are going, Misfit, just fucking run.
Yeah,
just
seriously.
get out. Just don't try and join us. Just kind of,
Yeah, I think I accidentally foiled Connell, our GM's plans last Sunday because like sometimes as a GM, you narratively plan on an NPC dying, right? It just happens. Like that's part of like, avenge someone's death type situation. We got attacked by a troll. It was kicking our ass. But due to my character's we're gonna call it a mutation, I can cast
you can cast something.
I can cast something unlimited amount of times.
Right. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to say hello to everyone in the chat.
Yes,
hey guys, it's great to see you.
What is the thing?
Rob's come in and said he's still here. El Wabo. I'm assuming El Wabo is in my benefit, so thank you very much.
No, clearly mine. Like I'm the handsomest.
Well,
I mean, if I got a bedazzled pink Spider-Man suit, I would be.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's for the OnlyFans.
It is.
That's
We're
for the
gonna do that.
We are gonna do the OnlyFans.
But the shocker is gonna be the fact that the mask gonna get pulled off. Surprise, it's actually John. But
yeah. I mean, I think for like the $5 and above, we're gonna start doing feet pics.
I'm out.
I mean,
you can go for it. Oh, you know what? Like feet in pool, like puddles and buckets of dice. There you go.
There's a market there.
There is, unfortunately. Like I know
there is a
market. Said it. I was like,
I don't think my feet will attract much attention, but
I don't think mine will either. I have short, like little feet. I don't have like the high heel feet. Like mine.
I mean, I think if I shaved mine and put on a bit of
maybe
bit of like paint.
Yeah, or some like glitter gloss or something on it.
Yeah, something like I think they could pass as feminine feet.
There you go. Mine do
just
not.
Kind of...
Mine are like straight up just squatty, short, little run around the yard barefoot feet.
We need to finance this show somehow. We need to get new equipment, and if feet pics are the way forward, then fucking bring it on.
I should just start drawing feet pics. Like take the idea of like taking someone's feet pics, but do like fantasy feet pics, like an ogre in a fantasy setting, or like a sword and dice. Don't. I'm not actually doing this.
Why are you not doing this already?
I've thought about it.
Holy shit! Not even to do with the show. Do it for your own sort of gratification. Do it for your own brand.
But you don't understand. As an artist, feet are a bitch to draw. Like even if you have a reference, even if I were to trace them, they're a bitch to draw.
It's a skill.
It is a skill.
It is a skill. Start drawing feet.
Next week, everyone show up, because next week I'll have feet pics that we can show on the show.
Yeah, so Couch has come in and he goes, boom, first thing I come into is foot fetishes. Couch.
Hey, Couch.
Perfect timing. And Rob agrees. Absolutely perfect timing.
Yep. I can just imagine Sam in the chat.
I want to know more. I want to know more about these feet pics. Because I think it's a genius fucking idea, and I'm not even.
So I've thought about it, and at first the thought first occurred to my mind because me and my girlfriends in Indiana would always joke about like I'm about to start selling feet pics. And we're like, very funny. And then I actually researched it because I'm that person.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've researched it too.
Right? I'm that person that will take a joke too far. So I researched it, and I researched how people make it successful. And I was like, okay, that's more than I want to commit myself to. Like that's putting too much effort and honestly myself online for that kind of thing that I don't want to do. But I was like, man, but there's something to be said about like I was like, what if I cosplayed? What if it was like cute elf feet pics and like, ogre like half orc, feet pic. And I was like, again, I don't have the time, resources, or cosplay like time to do that with my job. But I was like, I could draw them.
Honestly, you would make money. Like, I'm not shitting you. You would make fucking money.
We'll see. Maybe I'll
because
do it as a joke.
it is. I mean, put it this way: I did my own research into the whole feet pics, and let's just say, if my partner decides to start selling them, I'm not going to be fucking angry.
Yeah, no,
you crack on.
Yeah,
I'm one step closer to being the house husband I dream to be.
It's fantastic. I don't know. Maybe I will. We'll see. I'll sketch up something goofy for next week so we can show it and be like, "What do you guys think?" Like,
and you just know that people are going to see our viewership is going to fucking skyrocket.
Oh God, no! That's the wrong reason.
we put a foot pic on there just for shits and giggles, and all of a sudden we'll just see that Spotify line go whoop right up.
And we'll just call it fantasy feet. That's it.
Fantasy feet. There you go.
There we go.
Fantasy. There's your brand. I think it's a fucking grand idea, and I think it's going to contribute to this week's title of the show.
But shouldn't that be next week's?
No, but I think this is where we had. This is where
we had the idea. Okay, that's fair.
This is the spark.
Okay.
We're gonna call it one foot in front of the other. I don't know. That's the only first thing I thought. Can
I just make a comment? Last week it was penis dice. This week it's fantasy foot fetish. Oh, FF3. What is that? Fantasy foot fetish. FFF.
Fantasy foot fetish.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do feet dice. I'm just...
Oh God. I don't even want to know. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, I need to stop. Yeah, couch a step too far. Oh man.
I will find one. If not, we will create one.
Oh gosh.
A step too far. I do like it, couch.
That's cute. I like that.
That is a good one. That is a very good one. So yeah. I am now dealing with a Pathfinder character death. So I have built my new character.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so my new character is an automaton.
Love it already.
All right, but it's a war priest.
Okay, yeah.
So the idea is that this cleric in life, he got resurrected into the body of an automaton, and now he is just essentially programmed to hunt down and kill undead.
Holy shit, I like it. That's like reminds me of something, but I don't know what it is, but I like it. I'm 100% here for it. That's good.
Yeah, and I actually I had my copy of like Soul Calibur 6 knocking around, and I actually used that to make the character picture. It looks fucking sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, see if I've got, because I didn't have it on this computer. I might see if I can.
Yeah, see if you can find that, because that'd be awesome.
See if I can load it up. One second in the meantime. So you can vamp while I'm looking for this.
Yes. Well, Cash should just say, why did my brain insist Juan was going optometrist instead of automaton? Listen, fairy tale people and fantasy and gamers need eye care as well. Okay. That is an optometrist, right? Eyeballs? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, optical. Like my brain was literally doing
No, you were good.
Yeah, I've got it. See, sometimes my English works. It just works in the most uncomfortable moments.
True.
Yeah, it's never just like working when it should work.
No, I mean that is a problem.
Which I'm actually gonna pick up some espresso on my way to games tonight and maybe some energy drinks. I'm just gonna load myself up, be like, all right, I'm here, I'm awake. It's gonna happen. Maybe. What are you finding?
I'm trying to find my thing.
Did you get it? Did you get your thing? Did you find your thing? Is it that little?
I haven't found my thing for a long time there, Atlas.
Damn it.
no, that's the wrong fucking file.
I love making characters, and that, it's funny you were like, "Oh yeah, I made a new character," because like that's why I play Sims or
Mm.
Enzoy, even because I've been playing Enzoy too. Like, yeah, the game's fine, whatever, but like I just create people over and over again with like and their settings, like their houses. I'll create people and their houses and then start over. Like I
No,
have
yeah. I mean, yeah,
mods.
I get that. I do enjoy creating characters. I enjoy creating the narrative of characters more than the
Hmm.
mechanics
Yeah.
because, again, I'm not into these fucking games anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like I say, I've
That's so little. Hang on, I need to look up here.
yeah, so I've kind of I enjoy coming up with the character and the concept more than
Look at
the
that.
actual. Yeah,
Now,
so
how did you wait? How did you grab that?
what the okay, so basically I created the character on Soul Calibur 6.
Okay, yeah.
I made a screen grab. Then I managed to cut out the background and I
Love that.
found a background on Pixabay, which
I
I
love Pixabay.
pasted it on and then just equalized the levels.
That's why I'm saying like the blending of your coloring and your toning is very good. Bravo.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So yeah, that is my new character for
I
our
like it.
Sunday.
I like it. Very
Mm.
mysterious, very fun. Very.
Yeah, but the whole mechanics side of it, it's like, I can't be fucked.
Oh yeah, no. The actually, so the game I'm playing in right now is a fast leveling game, which is funny because mine is a slow one. But
Mm.
what's really fun for me with the fast leveling one is that you don't have time to think about like min maxing a character or like, well, what would work best with whatever. It's literally like in the moment, the fight I just had, what would make sense,
Mm.
story, narratively wise character for leveling up. And that's been so much fun because it's so rapid that it's just like, okay, go, 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 turn it back in. Um, and it's so much fun. My character is like I stated, she's a reluctant caster, I guess is what we'll
Yeah.
call her. Like she's shit with her hand axe. That's what she attacks with first every single time because
Mm.
she's like she considers her ability to cast as a condition. And she's like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get rid of it. I don't want to make it better. Um
Mm.
so like um it's been real fun playing her. I'm really looking forward to playing her tonight because she's also realizing that I'm not convinced she's 100% human.
Okay.
Um Not that she's some mystical something cool being. I think that she may have been like somehow created using magic.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. But what's been fun is in between sessions, she's writing home because she's 17,
Mm.
right? The whole party is except for like one dude who's, grandpa age. We are using younger characters that are leaving home
Yeah.
as what's the word when you conscripts, right?
Mm.
Um, so on the way, like every time we have a session, she writes home. And it's a way for me to kind of like in her perspective, like develop the arc of the character and like her mentality for the next time we play. But also it helps me recap for like, my notes. Like, wait a minute, okay, because I'll write really, really like detailed notes.
Yeah.
And then I can just look at her letter and be like, that, because I limit myself. Because you're not gonna
Mm.
write like 7 pages to your dad every day.
No,
Like,
fair enough.
so
Unless you
it's
want to
been
write
fun.
7 pages to your dad.
Yeah, unless you want to, then go for it.
Even
I
if you
don't.
live in the same house, write
y-
7 pages a day.
Yeah,
Just
every day, just
every
slide it
day.
under the
Seven
door to him.
pages. 7 pages and
Here you go,
slide it
Dad.
under the door and just
What do
there
you
you go,
guys
Dad.
call grandmas and grandpas over there?
Granddad and grandma.
I was curious. I saw something in the store yesterday that was like Gigi, and apparently that's like all over the place right now.
I
The new
mean, there
grandma term
are
is Gigi, and I've never heard that.
I think there are a lot of families that choose
Yeah.
like certain ways
Oh
to
well,
to
yeah, yeah.
to call
It was just weird for me
their.
to see like that all over a store, and I was like, okay, so that must be popular enough that like it's a thing because
I don't know. I've never
I've
heard it.
never heard
I've
me
never heard
neither.
that. I have heard other things,
Yep.
and a lot of them are based on a child's first attempt at saying granddad or grandma,
Uh-huh.
and they kind of stick with that because it's cute and it's unique.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, for us, for my grandma in England, it was always Willa.
I love that.
which is an anglicized version of abuela.
That's so stinking cute. I love
So
that.
that's how we, and that's what my kids call my mum.
I love that. Um, in the chat, Couch said Nana and Nanny. That actually makes me
Nana
feel
and
better.
nanny. That's
Nanny's
very common.
is it? Okay,
Yeah,
because
nana and nanny and
I grew up my mom's mom, so my maternal grandmother was Nanny.
mm,
And so I would grow up saying like, "Yeah, my nanny." I'm like, "Oh yeah, nanny.
mm,
Oh, my nanny." Like that was her not only her title, but like what we called her. It wasn't,
yeah,
it wasn't nanny it wasn't nanny. I don't remember what her last name
McPhee.
was. Yeah, like I don't want to use her real last name.
Yeah,
Like
don't use a real last
she's
name.
gone. She's gone now, but still, I was like, it wasn't Nanny McPhee. It's like Nanny was Nanny in both
Yeah.
title when I was like, oh yeah, my nanny, but also Nanny said.
Mm.
And I said that one time, and someone was like, "Oh, you're like rich, rich." I'm like, "Wait, what?" They thought like everybody who's heard that has thought it's like, "Oh, I have a nanny." I'm like, No, no, that's my grandma." Like we just didn't call her that.
Yeah,
So,
over here we don't use the term nanny
mhm.
as much. I'm not saying that people don't use it, but it's
Yeah,
not really. Kids don't have a nanny.
yeah, like
They'll
that's a
have
whole
like
other
a
world.
babysitter, or they'll have an au
Same.
pair, or something like that.
It's always sitter here, at least from what
Mm.
I know. So
Yeah.
that was weird that like growing up, that was everyone's reaction. I'm
Mm.
like,
But that I've seen it. Obviously, kind of looking from this side of the Atlantic, you do see it a lot in like American shows.
mm,
You've got your nanny coming around. There was like the fucking super nanny or something like
yeah, it's weird. Like it's a common
that.
term, but like I've never heard real life
Hmm.
people use it.
Probably because we don't dance with the echelons of the people who can
Maybe.
afford full
Right?
time
That's
childcare.
fair. That's fair. No, that's very fair.
Because
That
full
does
time childcare is fucking
oh
expensive, yo.
god, so expensive.
Hmm.
That does beg a question though. I am because I don't know the nanny and the grandma and all that, and your character development. Like, what age character do you actually prefer playing the most? Like, and why?
Depends on concept.
Okay,
Depends on concept and depends how I want to play the character.
okay. So you don't like gravitate towards one or the other.
Not really, no, because sometimes if I want to play someone who's probably more imposing, who's got a bit less of a
Yeah.
fuse, then it'll be older. Then it'll be someone who's a bit more experienced and a bit more sick of your bullshit. Whereas if I want to do someone like my previous character,
Mm,
my archer that just died, she was very young.
mm.
So she was a lot more impetuous and a lot more quick to act, as opposed to we're going to take a step back. So yeah, I mean, if anything, I'd probably say around roughly my equivalent age.
Yeah. I feel like I generally play younger. Like it's still around my age, but younger. Like I all my characters seem to be in their 20s ish.
Hmm.
Um Granted, most of my characters are usually like doing physical things that I can't imagine doing in my 30s, but but I have noticed if I'm going to play an old character or older character or someone like cynical and wise and whatever, they're not just old, they're fucking ancient. Like I have the angel that brought down the walls of Jericho, and I have a like couple 100,000-year-old witch that,
Hmm.
like I never play like, oh, I am an adult woman. It's like, no, I'm either young adult or I've been here since the world was made.
So what about playing a character as like Benjamin Button? They look about 12, but they're really 18. It's like I fucking hate everything.
Yes.
It's like I'm sick of this shit.
Yes, like but I also grew up I grew up being like a hardcore Wolverine fan. Like that was my favorite
Hmm.
X-Men growing up. So like the concept of like the grumpy ever like forever aging but not aging character being like, "Oh, fuck this." Love it.
Hmm.
I'm partial to it. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean character deaths, and so that's kind of why I wrote the intro with a character death
That's
involved,
good.
because
Yeah, no, that's good.
needed
Laughing
to
face character
embrace
deaths.
it.
I thought I was gonna die 2 games ago, 3 games
Hmm.
ago. We fought a black dragon.
Hmm.
and it was brutal. Like there
Yeah.
was no like, oh, and the, you can talk your way out of this. It was like, oh shit. Uh, like yeah, it was bad. Like our river mill town kind of got fucked up. But that being said, um yeah, like I got hit hard and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna die. And then I didn't. So surprise.
Okay, so we got a question over on Twitch, and it is
Oh.
from GZDR for Ev. It says when you pick a character for games, do you default to a character that is the same race as you? If not, what would make you choose a different race? I very rarely would go human.
Oh man. Um See, that's hard because I don't play a lot of fantasy based uh TTRPGs.
Hmm.
So I do play quite frequently a lot of humans.
Yeah,
Like a lot. And when I'm not playing, like I'm trying to think of all my fantasy games. Ironically, I'm actually sitting going, I was in two fantasy games and running, and even though I'm human and like all of that, did play a half dwarf, so she's still half human. And it's funny, I didn't even realize that till that person just popped that question. That's interesting.
I mean, for me, again, I don't again because I don't do D&D, I don't do
Yeah.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's still different races. Like
but
fantasy games have other races. Like that's just kind of default.
most of the games that I'm actually playing,
Hmm.
there are there are different sort of races and heritages,
Yep.
but don't really I don't really kind of focus on that as much. I more think of a concept and kind of go, oh, this would be fun. Oh, this
Yeah.
halfling archer would be good.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm even thinking like my Shadowrun games. Like I was a huge nope, I was an elf in one of those. I was an elf in one of
Fair
them.
enough.
Yeah, but that's like is
Oh my.
I know a lot of people gonna get upset. Like elves are not humans, but for me, they're humanoid enough that I'm like, does that count as playing another race?
No,
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I'd say no.
it's
I'd
like,
say, human is one heritage, elves are another, half elves are another.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Um, I love, Sam mentioned it in the chat earlier, character creation. I love character creation. But I think it's because I love making the stories.
Hmm.
Actually, shout out to Robbie, whose last name I can't remember me, nor can I remember his tag, but go find Robbie on Threads.
Okay.
Uh Cloaks and something. Hang on. I just know him as Robbie because
If
he's
you,
always
if you find his handle, that'll be easier.
I know. Give me 5 seconds. It'll pop up like
All right,
immediately.
fair enough.
But no, he asked a question about oh my god, my brain, y'all. I need caffeine. It might be an addiction problem. Like I might be chemically dependent on it by now. Landis.
Right, okay. I nearly
Jesus
said that, but it was
fuck.
like I nearly fucking said that as well.
He posted a question a while back ago about like DMs. What's your favorite part of a campaign to build? Like lore, locations, questlands, and NPCs. And I commented on that. It's like for me, it's always lore, not because like my players need a giant lore to write, but
Hmm.
because even in my character creation is never like I'm going to play. Throw a race at me. It's not human.
Dwarf.
I'm gonna play dwarf with this kind of magical power and blah. For me, like I love building characters of like I'm going to play this like type character. Like I'm going to play a very outspoken individual who grew up in this setting and is now in this world and they're going to face this like adventure because and then I fill in the blanks.
Hmm.
And I build my characters very heavily on their lore and the game's
Hmm.
lore. So because that gives them more room to grow. Because like if I'm gonna build a dwarf space marine, what the fuck? I
No, go
mean,
for it.
yeah, if I'm gonna build a dwarf space marine, like for me, that puts me so hard into a box that I'm kind of like, if the storyline suddenly we're not in space anymore and we're in, I don't know, Atlantis talking to merfolk, yeah, my character can go for that, but it's also kind of like, what's the development in that for me? And I love character
Yeah, but
development.
surely those sort of things will have been discussed with your GM at
I would
some
hope
point to kind of go,
so.
you know what? Don't lean into the. We're starting off in space, but don't lean too heavily into that just in fucking case.
Just in case.
Just
Like,
in case, you
we're
know,
going to
something
Atlantis.
may
My
happen.
character can't swim.
All right, so speaking of threads and speaking of characters and all
Yeah,
that, you posted a fantastic
I did.
question
I
last
did.
week. So do you want to go through them?
We can
Do you
split
want to
it. I
do
don't
do you
care.
want to do the honors?
We can I can do them. We can tag
Okay,
team.
so
Why not? Hey.
why don't you read out the question that you asked, and then we'll figure out.
Yeah. I had Trellis up. Trello?
I think the more you talk, the better.
Yeah, you
This
sound like
week.
you're dying, bud. Give me just a second. I had it up and I think I literally like
All
closed
right,
it.
I've got it up now,
You got it?
and
You
you
asked the
know.
question, by then I'll have the answers up.
Okay, then. So Atlas last week asked the
Mhm.
following question to our social media channels, and it was, do you ever have character fatigue? Whether you don't like the character you built, the story isn't vibing the way you thought it would, or oh, shiny, you want to play something new. How do you handle it? Altered your character, made a new one, did it work out? Was it worth it? So tell me, how do you handle character fatigue?
Okay. So I got it up. That was good timing. Look at us. So
Boom. Almost
I'm
like
gonna
we know what we're doing.
right? We're kind of good at this.
We're
Say
really
kind
not,
of.
though.
No, you leaned down to pick up your cup and I made the most horrid face. Like, no.
We're really not. We're really shit at this.
We're horrible, but that's what makes us fun, and we love that you guys show up for it. Um, so I did notice in my answers that I received from Blue Sky Threads, that there's two schools of thought, and I'm very curious to see if you guys pick up on it. But anyways, I'll start with two answers here, two answers there, and progress.
All
So
right.
Princess Barhammer, epic name by the way, on Blue Sky, says my answer depends on what is prompting this. If I don't like the character I built, then there's no way around it. I just re-roll. If I like it, but the concept isn't working for the campaign, I'll try to find a new angle for them, salvage it, or develop them in a direction that saves it. Then there's the case that haunts me: what to do when you love the character, but their story arc is definitely complete. It hurts like hell, but you have to retire them. Keeping it going past their story's natural conclusion is just going to taint the memory. I wish I had learned this early.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
That
very fair.
is that is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
I think there are things in there that I don't think I'd re-roll.
Mhm.
Not re-roll. I don't think I'd alter. I think
You just scrap
it'd
it and
be
reroll.
all or nothing for me.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't have the, oh, I want to change this, I want to change that, because I feel like that would
yeah.
kind of alter my initial vision.
Mhm.
Whereas I'd just rather scrap and start again rather than trying to shoehorn in these things. I mean, even
Yeah.
like in 2E where you've got the retraining rules, I would never take advantage of them
Mm.
because it's just like, why do I bother? There's no fucking point.
Yeah. Yeah. And along the same lines, Kaylin57 on Threads said my longest played character was 1.5, 1.5 years. I loved her, but I got to the point where I wanted to try something different. Her story had been tied pretty closely to another characters who left, and after that, it was difficult to find reasons she would have stayed after their departure. So I decided to change things up. So in both of these situations, it's interesting that they were kind of like, oh, the character story ended before the game
Hmm.
did.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah, but we'll go into mine
Okay.
after. We'll
Okay.
hear from everyone else first.
Okay. The second grouping, I guess, of themes, RJ Wickings 86. I hope I said that correct on Threads. I've got that with a couple characters I'm playing. One of them I intend to replace soon, but the other character will be staying around. He owns a shop that the party uses their base. So the plan will be that he stays around and sells things and they can still use it. This helps with some of the established practices of the group and will impact on the party less too. It doesn't help. I've got so many character ideas and not enough opportunities to play them.
Hmm.
I hear you. I hear you. Again,
Yeah, that I do feel that I.
yeah. Just always,
Hmm.
always. I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool character. Oh, that'd be a cool character. I stop. I should
Yeah.
sell them. I should sell them to like movie developers. Like, make this.
Yeah.
Something. Draw feet pics. Um,
Uh, They did a whole movie about the fucking board game Battleship. I'm sure one of your characters
Oh my god.
is hmm.
Yeah. Inadequate Dungeon, one of our dear friends of the show. I GM for some players that I'd like to mix it up every couple months. So I've had a lot of stories of their side PCs and their reworks or newest side PCs and the ex coworker to the player's main PC. The player wanted to rework their main PC within the game training. Excuse me, but didn't want to miss out on sessions, so the side PC was born. I'm working with the player to make this side PC short time with the party memorable. And he says, let's just say this exit from a campaign will be one of my masterpieces. I'm waiting to see what the update is on that because I'm intrigued. I'm like, how the hell you do that? Well, how do you just bring someone in, make it memorable, and then have them dip out for the other, like main character to come back from training?
I like the fact that the term side PC sounds like it's a bit on the side.
Yeah, a
Just
side
I'm just
PC.
having an affair.
Also, newest side PC. Like,
Newest side PC, yeah.
do you have affairs with your characters? Like,
I don't have affairs.
uh,
it's fully committed relationships
good. That's good for you. I like that.
until I decide to kill them.
Dun dun
That's the
dun. Smash
that
smash
is
smash.
like that's Henry VIII.
Isn't that anyways, staying on topic. There's a couple more. Constant Connell threads. I hate to admit it, but I find the character I make at the beginning of the game is seldom exactly the one I end with. For me, it's usually a matter of mechanics not being as fun in practice as I thought, or the way I envisioned them isn't how I end up actually playing them. It's part of the reason I let people do rebuilds a bit into the game, so they keep the character, just tweaking a bit under the hood or slightly adjusting the concept. And just for kicks and giggles, dat vivar. I
Hmm.
want to read that in Spanish, like dat vivar. I commit to my character. I don't really get tired of them. I get excited to learn more about them. Sure, I have other shiny characters in mind, but I'm okay playing one character for the long haul. I'm just stubborn like
Hmm.
that. So
All right. So how about you? Or do you want me to talk for a bit?
you go for it.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So the first thing I learned quite early on in when I was playing my first Pathfinder campaign was to not make new characters while I've
Mm,
still got one
right.
because I created this new character and my original hadn't died yet. He hadn't died at that point. And I was
Oh.
just kind of like going, I just want him to die
Oh.
because I want this shiny new thing. I want to play this shiny.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, not intentionally, the character died, shit happens. I
Right.
brought in this other character. And so then I'd build something else. And that'd be like, I'm
Mm.
getting bored of this one now. I want to play this one. And
Yeah.
it just got to the point where it's like, I need to stop
Yep.
creating these characters because I am getting to the point of um of not being able to fully realize one.
Mhm.
So I stopped doing that. I will keep a character until they're dead,
Yeah.
and then I'll go and start making something new.
Mhm.
However, if I feel it's not necessarily that the character's story has been completed, but a lot of times, if I feel that everyone else at the table has learned everything there is to learn about my character,
Mhm.
I don't feel like I've got any more interest in playing them.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And that is without going into spoiler territory, but that is happening with one of my characters.
Oh.
I'm not going to say who because I'm in multiple games, but there is one of my characters where I'm kind of looking at it and going, I'm there's nothing else to learn. Or
Mm.
if there is, it's like one big thing which I can resolve really quickly. So, do I do that? Do I do something sacrificial
Oh.
for people to kind of get the final piece of the puzzle of that particular character? And that's what gets me thinking of
Okay.
maybe it's time to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Mm.
sure. I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get character fatigue, and I just want to make a comment out there to all of our followers, all the people who like are with us on Threads and Blue Sky. A, thanks for participating. Love reading y'all's answers. Second of all, I'm kind of stupid proud of you. I didn't get a single response on anybody's repost, anybody's comment, anything about like, oh well, if it doesn't do enough damage, then yeah. I was like, it was all story driven, and I love that because I'm like, yeah, get into that character development. But I noticed that there was like two different schools of thought with these answers. One of them was like, if the story is done, if her character's story or their
Yeah.
character story is done, then yes, I will create a new character. And the other one was like, no, we're gonna make them an NPC in the background, or like we're gonna have them step off and do
Yeah.
something else. Like they still are there. It's just doing something else. And I think that's interesting that it's kind of like I've never re-rolled a character like, oh, I have character fatigue, I'm starting a new character. I have done um for example, we actually just talked about one of them. One of my oldest character, like age oldest, she's, a century, couple hundred, whatever, blah blah blah, seasoned witch, was a basically a grove warden is what she was called, warden of the grove, and her job was to protect the mystical realm, which is basically, think like Arthurian kind of like
Yeah.
Glen type thing. Um, she'd been doing it for forever. Seasons needed to change. She was tired of doing what she did, and so she gave that up. But in doing that, in like gamer TTRPG D&D terms specifically, like we re we reclassed her.
Yeah.
It was Mutants and Masterminds, but that I've done that because again, the story. If the story forces my character to become something else, like uh, like I don't re-roll the character,
Story.
but the story. I reading rainbow inserts.
So there's that interpretive dance.
Yeah, right. I talk out my hands. It's a problem. But I don't think I've ever, looking at the first two comments I read, I don't think I've ever actually finished a story arc with a character before. Like, I've finished a game and it's like, oh yeah, the game's over. The character, like, this is a good ending. But I don't think I've ever been like, oh, this character's done. Which is now an interesting thought to me because I'm going, huh, like, have I overplayed a character before? Like, I'm just trying to like retrace my, have I exhausted a character? Let's put it that way. Have you?
Hmm.
I don't.
No, I don't think I've exhausted one.
Yeah.
But again, I have got to the point of kind of going, this character really has nothing left to do.
Mm,
And to be honest, it's I enjoy getting to that point to a certain degree
yeah.
because I'm not very precious about my characters, even in like D&D or
Mm,
Pathfinder or anything like that. If they die, they fucking die. I could not give a shit. But when I'm at the point of kind of going, right, this
yeah.
character story is done, it's more like, all right, let's see how fun I can make him die. And I won't necessarily do anything that's going to negatively impact the party, but I'll make choices I probably may have
Yeah.
not otherwise have made.
That's
So,
funny. That's funny. I do see in the chat, just a follow-up question from, did you say that was Twitch? I can't tell where it's from.
we got there's one on the live stream chat that goes from Twitch. It
Okay.
should get from fucking everywhere, but it doesn't. And it
Oh, that's rude.
pisses me off.
But just
That's why I've got to have YouTube fucking open at the same time.
I know I
Sort it
have
out,
like multiple
fucking
things.
Riverside.
Yeah, take that. I don't know. Send that British anger. Throw the tea. No, that's what we do.
No, yeah, exactly. But we don't throw. Well, A, not British. Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
And B, why would the Brits throw tea? It's their most precious resource.
I don't know. One
It's
of my
an
friends,
export for them.
I have to tell you, one of my friends, the one that I drove stupid far to see yesterday, she went to Europe and she had high tea, high noon tea, high tea. What do you guys call it?
I don't know. That's a thing that posh people do.
Anyways, they did that. They got dressed up, they experienced it, sent me pictures. I now understand like the setting of like, oh, we're having tea. Like, because remember
Was
we
it the
talked about that one
afternoon?
time.
Was it afternoon tea? Because that is a popular thing here.
I don't know because we talked about that. It's like, oh, it's like our brunch. Like our brunch, people get dressed up and go over the top for. So I was like, oh, it's that. And I'm looking at her pictures and I was like, okay, I get it. Like it is a full blown out like
Yeah,
tea. Like
yeah. Afternoon tea is
it's
basically you
huge.
get a variety of sandwiches, you get a variety of sweet treats, you get
Yeah.
and obviously tea. I mean, for my partner's birthday, we went to like one of the tallest skyscrapers
That's
in
cool.
London and had like afternoon tea. So
Aw,
we had a massive view of the entirety of
love
London.
that.
It was really cool. It
I love
was,
you.
you know,
That's
and
great. Love that for
when
you.
you're paying that price, like the food was fucking, mm,
Mm,
yeah,
I love food.
it
I need
was
food. I'm
just.
hungry.
Sam, yes, it was the shard. The only thing is, I kind of avoid saying it because the way you say it may kind of imply something else. So if you say, "Yeah, I took her up the shard,"
Oh,
people kind of go, "Hmm,
oh, good for you. Happy date,
yeah,
I guess. Anyways, the whole reason I asked about the thing, they said good answer, but I kind of meant skin color in terms of race. That's a simple question. No.
nah,
As a GM, I will introduce NPCs of all ethnicities, races, cultures because like the world is full of them. But as a player character, no, I won't.
no," because
Unless
it's
it's like, oh, I'm a blue skinned alien or a pink skinned mushroom, like then yes. But
yeah,
no,
nothing that treads too
no,
close to
mm-mm,
like real life issues.
nah.
It's like I'm not qualified,
Nope. Nope. And
you know.
I've run into a situation where like I wanted to play a type of culture, which I would then like build a culture blended with another culture that makes sense for a fantasy setting, but it still doesn't affect my skin color. Like I'm not
I
gonna play
mean,
that game. I
I
don't
mean, even culture wise, sometimes I'll either appropriate British or Spanish. They're the two I they're the two I can get away with.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
They're the
well,
two
I
I
was
can actually
thinking
do.
like I played a to very bastardize what she actually was. I played a Southern assassin.
Mm.
Um, which for anybody who knows like my storyline, I moved from New York. I moved to New York from Indiana, and people were like, "Oh, you're gonna like try on a fake like Southern accent." And of course, our GM Connell knew, like, "Oh no, I actually have one because I was raised primarily in the South." And so everybody, when they heard it, was like, "Oh shit, you actually like like a now that's not like race to race cultural switch, but like America's got such crazy cultures in different parts of
Mm.
wherever you come from. It's insane. Like, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're just going to take a quick break. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
very quick break because we need to get onto the last bit. Just to say a
Yep.
quick hello to our supporters.
Yep.
So 13th Moon Games is a family run indie game company out of Wyoming, USA. Created the tabletop role playing game Covenant Crucible.
Go
It's a
play
game
it.
of modern day witchcraft. If you can imagine the John Wick movies and the last Witch Hunter movie got together and had a really pretty baby, Covenant Crucible would be it. And yours truly is in it as a fucking NPC. So
Yep.
you need to buy that. You need to buy these books.
Go buy it.
But if you want to learn more, check them out on their Instagram, on Threads, on Discord, and you can even join the official games.
Mm-hmm.
Also, step into a universe where fandoms collide. Welcome to Crossing the Nerdverse. It's your ultimate portal into all things geeky and glorious. Whether you're into comics, gaming, or sci fi, they've got you covered. Discover exclusive interviews, epic debates, and insider tips from your favorite creators. Join the adventure at crossingthenerdverse.com. Love some Crossing the Nerdverse. Those guys are amazing.
Yep.
One of my favorite podcasts. Definitely go check it out, especially if you're into nerd culture. I learned so much shit. They've recently been doing like a whole thing on Warhammer. Warhammer is not
Oh
my fucking
God.
bag.
No, but
Warhammer
it's
is
so cool.
it
Like
is
I
yeah.
love the concept of Warhammer. I love the
Mm.
what was the show? Level one ready, levels one
Oh, the
player,
yeah,
whatever,
ready,
whatever the
yeah,
fuck.
whatever that was.
That I loved watching it. I would
Mm.
watch a TV show. Henry Cavill, get your ass going. But like I like I would absolutely watch. Will I play it? Hell no. Hell no, too much math.
I used
But
to play it. I used to play it
no.
like in my early days when I was still out in Spain. Me and my friends would get
Mm,
together. But then they all discovered Magic the Gathering. They all kind of went on to
yeah.
that. And I'm stuck there with like a 2,000 point Blood Angel army kind of going, I got no one to play with.
I would paint stuff. I saw someone was painting Space Marines, but it was Sailor Moon coloring. I loved it.
Hmm.
I was like, I don't play, but I'd buy it. Like,
Couch is saying that he will be running the 40k RPG at some point.
oh,
Couch, tell me which one specifically, because I have them all.
oh shit.
In the whole PDFs for one thing,
Jesus.
Warhammer is in there. Like, very fucking heavily.
I almost had an opportunity. Someone approached me and asked me to be on their Warhammer TTRPG like AP. back when I lived in Indiana and they were in New York, and they're like, "Well, you can drive up every month." I'm like, "Ooh, like I don't think y'all understand how hard that is to do." like, like I could do it, but then I'd be shit for the show because I'd be so tired. Then turn around, and drive back home to get back for work.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
One last bit of plugging to do is if you like what we do and you want to see more, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us.
Hmm.
If you want to support us more directly, you can join our Ko-fi page, which will give you access to the Traveler's Chalice. It's our behind the scenes sort of Discord channel. Also, speaking of the Discord, I am currently going through a bit of
Hmm.
an upheaval with it, and we're going to have a lot more channels coming up, and a lot more varied for people to kind of join. We want to create a community,
Yeah.
and we think that I think that our Discord is a good place to do it.
Yeah.
You can also like go to our merch store, buy shit like this. Microphone's in the way. Okay.
I was gonna say, it's like a shirt. You can buy a shirt.
Yeah, you can buy shit like this or the hat, and we've got plenty of other designs. There will be more coming as soon as I've got through my to-do list of
Yeah.
all the other shit that needs to be
I
done.
actually am working on a new line for our series, like merch, and it's gonna be
Mm,
pretty baller. Just
looking for
FYI. Yeah.
looking forward to it. So
Yeah.
every week I find something I want to chat about.
Please do.
Normally it's one of my one of the, I think it's over 2,000 now. It's easily over 2,000 PDFs. Which actually, I will say this: Pinnacle Entertainment. I heard on the grapevine that if you buy a Savage Worlds product and get in touch with them, they will send you the PDF.
Really?
So I did that. I went, look, I've just spent a lot of money on this Savage Pathfinder box. Do you do this? Is this something you provide? They went, yeah, no problem. Here you go.
That's
Almost
amazing.
$200 worth of PDFs.
Holy shit.
Everything in that box I've now got as a PDF.
That's
And it's like,
amazing.
what the fuck? So yeah, Pinnacle, amazing fucking company.
Way to go. I didn't know
I
that.
know
I'm
a
about to
lot
go
of
get
other
a whole bunch
companies
of
do
PDFs.
that,
Yeah.
but a lot of them like are official with bits and mortar and all that. But
Mm,
yeah, Pinnacle, you just send them an email. I sent them an email with my receipt, and they went,
yeah.
"There you go."
That's awesome. That's
Oh, fucking
fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um, but this week it's not a system.
Hmm.
This week it was actually when I was at work. I was just having a look at shit on my break.
Oh no.
And apparently
Oh
there
no.
is a website. I don't know how prominent it is in the US, but it's definitely prominent in the
Oh,
UK
this makes me
and
nervous.
Australia,
Okay.
called Compare the Market.
Oh, I don't
All
know what
right,
this is.
in the UK, basically, if you need something like car insurance, you go on there and tells you which one's the best. It's predatory
Okay.
to a certain degree. However, they did a survey on tabletop gaming.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now, weirdly, the UK wasn't involved, but it was America, Australia, and Canada. And
Okay.
I thought some of the results were interesting to say the
Oh boy.
least.
Oh boy.
So let me bring this oop.
I'm hungry. Does someone want to send me like pizza or something? I'll tell
No,
you feet
stuff.
pics.
Anyway, oh, feet pics. Yeah, then here you fucking go. Here's a DoorDash. All right, so it's the Tabletop Gamer's Guide to Home Contents and Insurance, but it's a survey they did. I don't know when they did it. They did this survey about tabletop gaming, and the results are quite interesting. So, first of all, where is
Okay.
tabletop gaming most popular? So, do you or have you ever played and collected a tabletop role playing game or war game? And you've got yes, used to, I play but always borrowed, or no, I don't collect or play. USA is winning with 12.8%. All right.
Okay.
However, the no, I don't collect or play tabletop RPGs or war games, 70.7%. God, we need to do better.
Yeah. Come on, US.
Come on. No, not US, just everywhere around the world. Although Australia, even worse, 84%.
Yikes.
So yeah, we need to do better. We need to any friend that that does not play these games, fucking force them. Tie them up. Make them roll
Okay.
dice with their mouth.
But what's interesting about that stat too is that in North America, it's most popular amongst Gen Z, while in Australia, it's millennials. That's weird to me. I find that very odd.
We're getting to that. Calm the fuck
I'm
down, Atlas.
excited. You're throwing pictures and graphs at me.
All right, so the popularity of tabletop gaming among different age groups. Thank you,
Weird.
Atlas.
You're welcome.
So yeah, apparently, so is it Gen Z in America?
That's
No.
so weird.
Yeah, Gen Z in America.
Yeah.
Which, Australia's more millennials.
What is going on?
I have
That
a
makes
feeling if the
no
UK were here, it'd be more like the Gen X. Gen X would be more prominent, to be fair.
Gen Z. That okay. All right, go off, I guess.
All right. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, the most popular tabletop game in each country. Now, out of all these games that are here, these 10 games, only like 3 of them or 4 at a stretch are tabletop RPGs. The rest are all war games or skirmish games. So obviously D&D is going to be at the top. I didn't expect anything else.
Right.
Other than Warhammer 40K, I would have
What is Kings of
guessed
War?
being I actually Googled it. Kings of War is a skirmish game.
Okay.
See, I say I Googled it. I can't remember what I fucking
I'm
Googled.
like, okay, Dungeons and Dragons makes sense, most popular. But then I'm like, okay, Cyberpunk, I know that one. And Call of Cthulhu, I know that one. I might know the other ones, but not by name.
Yeah, so Kings of War is from Mantic Games. It is a skirmish game.
Uh-huh.
Where are we? Back to here. So Battletech, skirmish, Star Wars X-Wing is a war game. Cyberpunk is an RPG.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
However, I wouldn't have pegged Call of Cthulhu being behind Cyberpunk in RPGs.
I would, simply because when the video game came out,
Yeah,
like
fair
it
point.
got super popular.
Yeah, fair point. But this out of the Star Wars ones on 6, I think it's Edge of the Empire is a RPG, whereas Shatterpoint's a skirmish.
I have played a Star Wars TTRPG, but I couldn't tell you which one.
But yeah, it's really,
That's
oddly enough,
interesting.
no Pathfinder anywhere to be found.
Wow. Well,
which is very interesting
I'm
to me.
surprised by. I need to be careful how I say this.
Okay, you have to say something. This is a podcast.
Well, I was about to say something, but then I was like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't say it.
Yeah.
The Atlas filter alarm went ping. Hang on, maybe you shouldn't. There are just some other very popular games that I'm like, I'm shocked they're not up there. But then again, if they're counting like strategy games and not just TTRPGs, then maybe.
Yeah, but like, what games do you think would be up there?
Like any of the like Vampire, for example. Like
Vampire,
I know that's an older
VTM.
game. I know it's an older game, but like it's a fucking cult. Like I love it. Don't get me wrong, but like I watched a documentary on it, and the people that play, like, they go so hard on it that I'm just like, how is that not even mentioned? Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, VTM. Yeah, it should be up there.
Yeah.
Rob in the chat says he puts Pathfinder, OSR, and Tales of the Valiant all under the D&D umbrella. Tales of the Valiant is D&D.
Yeah.
Massive disappointment for me from Cobalt Press. But anyway,
I just wonder.
Beside the point.
That's so weird.
But yeah, it's weird that VTM isn't on there, for example.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu I expected to see there. So
interesting.
But yeah, it's very, very interesting. So obviously Dungeons and Dragons across the board.
Yeah.
But then it's mostly fucking war games.
That's so weird.
We need more RPGs. And it's weird that there's no PBTA game on there.
Interesting. I'm actually like, I'm baffled by this because like, and they break it down even further. And it's just what the hell? Like
So yeah, how much have tabletop gamers spent on their hobby? Australia, 200, like in the $200 mark. Australia seemed to be leading.
Oh wow.
But yeah, and even in the 1,000 plus.
Holy shit, Australia! What games are they playing though? Hang on a minute. I'm going back to Australia. So Australia is Dungeons and Dragons, Legions of Imperialis, Warhammer. Okay, so they are playing the games that cost a lot of money in minis.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
But
interesting.
to be honest, I'd hazard to say that
What the
I'd be in
fuck?
this region of TTRPGs. I'd be in the 1,000 plus over the entirety of my tenure in this hobby. But you got why does tabletop gaming cost so much? Do tabletop gamers buy a lot of merchandise related to their favorite franchises?
Now I'm confused because I just said, oh, they're playing games that require a lot of minis and shit, but Australia doesn't even like statuettes and figurine. Oh wait, that's like extra. That's not like the actual
I
game-based
wouldn't.
minis.
Yeah, I
Never
wouldn't.
mind. Yeah,
I don't
I
think
was like,
they'd be. I don't think
I
they'd
was
be in the
like,
minis
how are they
category.
not spending that much on? Okay, that makes sense though. But go Canada, Canada. I appreciate you spending the majority of your extra money on shirts, mugs, posters, and homewares. I just imagine Canada wearing their like favorite TTRPG shirt, carrying like plushies around of their. I can see that. Like,
Hmm.
go Canada.
I'd be interested to see the UK. I'd be interested to, and I don't know why it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
included.
weird that it wasn't.
I'd be interested to see what the UK
You should write the
sort
people who
of.
did this and be like, "Hey, bro,
Hey, fuckos.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah."
fuckos. Include us.
That's so weird.
But yeah, so I thought that was an interesting talking point. To be fair,
That is, and you know what? Like, I'm that person that would want to go just one step further and compare male to female. Like, what are women spending more money on in the tabletop role playing game, scene than men? Like, well, like, okay, what do you spend your most money on? Just, I mean,
I,
you and I
I,
are very different aspects. I don't even think we're in the same, like,
I mean,
we're
for
the same
me,
generation.
it's books.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, TTRPG books, whether that's PDF or physical books,
yeah.
that is that. And then obviously, like subscriptions to stuff like the Forge VTT and
I'm
stuff like
looking
that.
down at my shelf and my notes, going like, "What do I have down there?" Like,
That's basically that's where my money goes.
yeah, mine would be books because like I will buy a tabletop role playing game PDF, but like if I'm going to spend extra money on this game, it
Mm,
will be books, like hardcover
yeah,
books or special things, or like our friend's monster truck case. I found out that one of his unlocked tier pieces is a hat, and I'm like, take my extra
nice.
money, take my extra money.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, no, I don't.
I mean, for
Interesting.
me, the majority is PDFs because I take advantage of like the bundles
Yeah.
and everything else
Well,
that
and in
comes
this
out.
day and age, like I very much so like I don't remember the last time I've been in a solely only table game. Um
Mm,
that's pre-COVID was the last time that I ran a game where it was just at a table. It's been hybrid. Like we
yeah.
have always had people in person, but we've also had someone on the screen, whether it be
Mm.
one person or up to 3. So like PDFs are just more culturally acceptable, I think, at this point in time with the way that games are going, because it is easier for everyone to grab a PDF. It is easier to, buy that and share it. And yeah.
And not only that, I mean, for me, if I'm traveling to, let's say, a friend's to run a game, it's
Yeah.
easier for me to take an iPad.
I was just about to say, not even considering like, oh no, I forgot my stuff.
Yeah.
It's fine. If I have all my
Mm,
games on my drive, so I
mm.
just pop it open on my phone and I'm good to go.
Although if it's a system I really want to get into, I'll buy the physical books
Yes. Well, that's
because
what I'm
that
saying. Like if it's even like a collector's thing, like
yeah.
I'll buy the book
Yeah, like
because
Delta Green, I've got a shitload of PDFs,
mhm,
but I've also got a nice little physical book collection, which
yeah.
I will be adding to.
Yep.
But the
Or the
PDFs are
art.
just ease.
Yeah, if a book is pretty, like if the book is
Mm,
pretty, they've done their homework and gotten like legitimate artists to do their.
yeah.
Can I say it louder for the people in the back? Get legitimate artists to do your fucking work. Then yes, I will spend the extra money and I will pour money into a product because it's like, oh, real people? Yeah, there you go. Take my money. Like, you know?
No, but I mean, like Impossible Landscapes. I got the physical book, Delta Green
Mhm.
Handler's Guide
Yeah.
and Agent's Handbook, physical books, Nights at the Opera, physical books. Everything else has been like, okay, so I got a bundle and I've got all these books. They're books that I'm not necessarily going to use all that often, but I do like to kind of grab. Well,
you're like, I got a bundle. I'm like, I want chicken nuggets. Like you saying bundle made me hungry for chicken nuggets.
well, we are going to be wrapping up in a second, so you can go get your chicken nuggets. I feel like I'm talking to my child.
Can we have nuggies? I'm really
Right?
hungry.
Okay. Oh, right. Listen. If you behave yourself for the rest of the episode, you
Okay,
can get
define behave
nuggies.
myself. I always fucking behave. Like I am 99% behaving all the time.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. But anyway,
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say.
do as I say and not as I do.
That's fair.
That's my dad thing. It's like
Rob, damn it, Atlas, I already had lunch. Go get some nuggies anyways, Rob. Everybody, nuggies on Atlas. That sounded weird.
that sounded sexual. Fuck the feet thing. There's our show title. Nuggies on Atlas. Fuck me. You came in at the last minute.
Did you see how fast that registered on my face though? It was out of my mouth. I'm like, wait.
You came in like just at the last minute with
Came
an
in
episode
clutch.
title. The feet thing was good. That was good. That was grand. But I mean, yeah. Nuggies on Atlas. Well
Nuggies
done,
on-
Atlas.
That's what I'm here
And
for.
with that, I think it's about time we called it this evening. Because we're not getting any better than that. That's as good as we're gonna go.
Just peaked for
That
today.
is the show. We have peaked. That is the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone in the chat for keeping us company and for entertaining us and for supplying questions. Thank you, Atlas, for that dime of a fucking show title, but also thank you for spending time with me.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to tell people whereabouts they can find you on Tinternet?
Yeah, on the Tinternet. You need rest. Yes, come find me on Threads or Blue Sky or TikTok. I am Atlas Ursa, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. Also I have another Discord. So like we have our Too Legit to Crit Discord, which is super fucking cool. If you are wanting to play a game or introduce a game with no pressure, no recordings, no nothing, just people sitting at a table playing game, come hit us up at Atlas Adventures. It's literally what we're for. It's a very no pressure, chill, hangout vibe.
It is. It really is. It's fantastic.
Yep.
As for me, you can find me at natural.juan on most of the social medias. I'm also behind like all of the social presence of the show. I can't even remember which sites have got Too Legit to Crit and which sites are at Natural One.
I don't either because I was trying to find you the other day and I had like go through 3 versions.
Yeah, so we are there somewhere. If you go to our website at toolegittocrit.com, you can find a page which is all of our socials. You can also find a blog which I try and update once a week when I've got something funny I wanna put out there. You can also watch the show there. There's links to our merch. There's also links to all the people we talk about, all the people we reference. Our friends of the show, they are also there. So go check them out. Again, if you like what we do and you want to see us do more and you want to support us, just tell your friends about us. That's all we need. Word of mouth is going to get us as far as we need to go.
And if you want to support us by me creating an OnlyFans fantasy feet pics, drop a fantasy race in the comments of YouTube and I'll draw it.
Yes, do it. Do it. Because I think it's a fantastic idea. But most of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who spent time out of their busy day listening to 2 idiots waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night or good day. I'm going to go get coffee and nuggies.
And I'm going to just stop the stream. And we're clear.